Hello, it's Julie Desjardins here, coming to you from my front porch in Kitsilano, Vancouver, British Columbia. With the power to succeed, day 80. We've reached day 80, my goodness. And yes, we do have the power to succeed, and today I want to bring on a contact high. Contact high, yes, like a contact buzz. Activating positivity is contagious. Contact high. A physiological effect often occurred by someone smoking pot, and others who didn't smoke pot feel high just by being around that person. Not that they specifically touch them, but they just feel how high that person is, and it does something to their mind and to their body even. Well, we can share contact highs by stating our name out loud. So state your name out loud, because you are who you are. And as you state who you are, you feel more present. State your name out loud as I have, Julie Desjardins. Go ahead. And I am coming to you from Vancouver, BC, Canada. And go ahead. Say your name and where you're from out loud. As we say that, we're sharing that, being present more in our bodies. More coming into our empowerment, coming into our power. And now we can share something good that has happened to us, something beneficial that has happened to you recently. Allow it to come to mind. When you share this with a group of people or with one other person, something good that happened to you, it gives other people a high. They can get a buzz off of it. I saw a rainbow today, and you feel the exuberance of what's so positive and beautiful that you've seen or experienced or is happening in your world. That enthusiasm bristles naturally, and it gives off a high. Even if you did not say it out loud, you see how bristling with excitement from within and appreciating the goodness that is occurring in your life can give off a contact high. And I want you to receive a contact high right now. I want to share with you something recently that has come to my realization that has been such a force of goodness. I've been receiving so much focus and clarity and messages and support in many ways to clarify my identity. Have you ever experienced identity crisis? Well, I have. I am going to share with you right now. This word bohemian has been so strong in my system since forever I can remember, and I've grown up in fragmented situations. I did not grow up with my birth family. I did not grow up with my birth mother or my birth father. And the story of who my birth father is has always been sort of mixed stories. The husband my birth mother was with was always like, oh, he's the man, and he's not a nice man. And he's French and he's German, and my mother is a native blood with German and French in there as well. But the thing is, there was one year, 1971, where her husband was not there, the year I was conceived. And that story has leaked out to me in various shapes and forms, but much dirt had been covered on it as well. Well, once I had looked at my mother in the eyes. I'd been around my birth mother. And she was like, oh my goodness, your eyes are just like his. And I was like, who? Oh, and it came out a few times, but it often got covered up because, I don't know, guilt, denial, whatever reason. But my birth father actually came from Europe, came into her life for under a year's time, had children of his own. He came from Europe in the French, gypsy, bohemian culture. And to me, yesterday, it just all came together so clearly because of the work I've been doing in the company that I'm in. And the blogging and the videoing and really crystallizing my essence and my identity, and everything just started to make sense. This word I have in my mind of bohemian billionaire. And I was like, whew, it all just came so crystal clear, and I've been holding on to a crystal for a while. Where did I put that crystal? Let's see if we can go find where I've set it down. Anyways, everything started to make so much sense to me. Like, my life, I'd been adopted by Germans and did not grow up with any sense of bohemian. And I grew up with Lutheran in my upbringing and a mix of Scottish and English from my mother's side. But there's other wild gypsy side. I thought, well, maybe that's from my native blood that I found my birth mother, but it just came so clear. I've traveled nomadically with my children for 8 years. I traveled with a Belgian gypsy, singing and dancing, and I've been quite an exhibitionist in my life. I've been in communities where clothing wasn't mandatory, and it was an option. And I've been in communities and potlucks and gatherings, and I lived comfortably being that wild and without much money and feeling the delight of the world. But even just through my upbringing, I've always had this sort of flair to me that is best described as bohemian, like barefooted, unshaven at times. As well, I merge with other worlds and I enjoy all other worlds. Here's the crystal. I've been really focusing, crystallizing my identity, because often I feel fragmented. I'm definitely a Heinz 57. But to feel this revelation yesterday and really actually look up that word and be like, my goodness, no wonder I identify with this word. No wonder I am bohemian billionaire, because right now I am fusing the world of wealth and materializing my identity into something I've never been before, and yet I know I want to create, which is a high-end, hot bohemian energy. And I think the suffering of bohemians is no longer necessary. The artist, the musician, the healer, the wild one in the flowers with the flowing dresses, walking barefoot on city streets or on the sands. This is so mean. I've really been focusing on what is my true identity. And it's not just about my bloodline, although this just sinking in and clarifying for me yesterday, and like instead of denial, I just uncovered my blood has been so obvious all along, and anyone who knows me will be like, oh my gosh, that does make sense that your birth father was bohemian or is bohemian. He moved to Quebec after conceiving me. He wanted my mother to come along. She did not. She stayed put waiting for her husband who had taken off for a year, and she stayed put with her 5 children and had me, but that my mother's husband came back and he refused me. He didn't want me, and I ended up being adopted. And my birth father went on with his children. He had other children, lots of children, and he went on to live in Quebec in the 70s. So I just wanted to share this excitement with you of me feeling clearer about my identity, and I want you to feel the contact high, the contact buzz of knowing a little bit of my history, my revelation, and taking all my fragmented pieces and bringing their purpose into clarity. I want you to feel how excited you are about your identity and how it's such a beautiful puzzle, our lives, and we can really unlock so much every day if we desire to. And it's time now, so go to my website, confettiofcash.com, and see the company that I am in, and take a look at the blogging platform that is going on. Sign up to get to know what I'm talking about. The platform, the Blog Beast, the ENV2. It's beautiful. Like right today, it is the day before the actual release of this epic product. And if you're in my blog watching this video, the day that I post this, it was in the WordPress version. So it's October 10th, and tomorrow, October 11th, it is going to transform into ENV2 Blog Beast. And this is so exciting because our world is coming to a new era of revelations and no longer identity crisis. So I encourage you to feel this contact high, tap into your power to succeed, and go ahead and tell somebody something good that has happened to you today, and see how you can share a contact high and how you can celebrate when others share their contact high with you. This is Julie Desjardins with the Power to Succeed, Day 80.